Good morning, everyone. It's day two of self isolation. I got back yesterday and I had trouble sleeping last night because I'm still on Dubai time zone. Uh, and it still feels kind of surreal being back in Australia, how everything happened so fast, and coming to terms with the situation. Um, Now that Australia is going to be on a possible lockdown pretty soon, and that's the new reality. I'm just coming to terms with, how relieved I am being back in Australia, and also even though being in self isolation for 14 days is still not a bad thing. I am so blessed and so lucky that I've got good friends and neighbors who helped me along the way, who knew that I was coming back to Australia, and they offered to buy groceries and basic supplies, so I have enough for the next few days. So I really feel so blessed about that, and I am so thankful for that. Yes. You know, just yeah. I guess it's more like now. It's a falling day. It's coming to terms with what has happened, and so like it's the apartment is right now in such a mess. It's okay. It's not like that bad. It's more like the enormity of settling down and also getting used to what's happening. And now I have to clean the apartment, making sure everything is back in order again, because it's very dusty. I've been away since September last year, and and that's quite a while. So yeah, so I have lots to do, but you know, priority first, coffee first before I get everything started. And my neighbor just kindly bought me some fruits to last me for a couple of days, at least for a week. So, and also some food supplies. So I've got lots of vegetables in the fridge. So I've got all the supplies over here in the fridge. I got some rocket leaves, some bean sprouts, some choy some basil, stir fry veggies. So it's going to be mainly vegetarian for the next few days. But also, thankfully, I got some frozen fish fingers, so that's kind of good. In a sense, it's frozen food is not ideal, but you know, you just have to make do with what you can get. And yeah, I do like fish fingers, to be honest, because it just reminds me of childhood memories. Yeah, that's something my mom and dad always cook on the weekends as a little treat. And yeah, so things to little things to remind me a bit of home, and also like to make it comfortable. So yeah, so let's see what's gonna happen the next few hours, where I'm gonna start. Hey guys, it is the end of day three of my self quarantine. Um, it's been quite an interesting day. One thing for sure, I did have a very good sleep. I hope that that's the good start, because I've been having some jet lag issues, and I hope it'll be better from now. And one other thing that happened, which was very nice, was my next door neighbor uh, texted me and asked me if I want to have a cup of coffee, takeaway coffee. And that's something I've been wanting to have for a long while, which is Australian coffee. So I feel very blessed and very thankful for having, such kind neighbors. This is the interesting part of my neighbor, is that my next door neighbor is actually Singaporean, and it's kind of nice to have that little kampong spirit where we take care of one another and make sure that everything will be okay. And I've got enough supplies, so my neighbor has been really nice and been buying food supplies for me, going to the groceries stores and buying basic supplies, and sometimes I'm quite lucky I get some meat. So very very thankful for that. So this, I guess, in times like this, you really sometimes it really brings out the best in people. So I'm very thankful for friends who have been concerned about my well-being, and also like those who offered help to get basic supplies. So very thankful for that. And so what else I've been doing? Um, I've also started to practice learning some basic Portuguese. So I know in Europe it's currently on a lockdown, and there's no way I can even go to Portugal. So this is the best time to learn the Portuguese language, and then hopefully by the time I get to Portugal when it's all over, I'll be able to speak basic Portuguese. So watch out for those future vlogs in Portugal. Yes, and so interestingly today, there's been news that Australian government has decided to shut its borders to all non-residents and non-Australians as of tomorrow, Friday at 9 p.m. Australian Eastern Time. So that's a relief in a sense for me, because I'm glad I've made that decision to come back to Australia as soon as possible. It was, like I said in my previous vlog, it was tough. It wasn't an easy decision, but I knew I had to make it in order to make sure that I get here safely, and I wouldn't be locked out of the country, and also I wouldn't get into visa problems in Dubai. Hey guys, it's day 4 of my quarantine over here, and I must say that, to be honest, for the first 3 days in Australia, I've been quite nervous and about the situation being back in Australia, and how things have really changed a lot in the past few days. But I guess last night started to tell myself that you know there's nothing much I can do. I can't control the situation. All I can do is just control my mind, my perspectives, and try to stay calm as much as possible. Because the good thing is I've got support from people, and so like I'm trying to support others as much as I can. Normally every day in the city before the virus started, you think, when you hear the ambulance sirens, it's always just something kind of normal, as part of the city. But the past 2 days when I was here, it's been quite nerve-wracking a little bit, because you always think that that might be somebody who might be infected and might need to be rushed to the hospital. But yeah, I'm trying not to think too much about that. So today it's been quite okay. I've been a lot more calmer, and I feel a bit better. So I decided to do things to keep me occupied and not think too much about it. And what I do is I purposely didn't want to watch the TV until maybe later in the evening, watch the evening news. I didn't want to watch during the day, because I know I'm just going to make me feel more nervous and more anxious. So what I did was, for the first time in a week, I didn't turn on the TV in the morning during the day. And so it was quite nice that my neighbor bought some takeaway lunch. There was a fried rice dish that I was craving for since I got back here, and he got it for me today. He bought takeaway and then delivered it to my door. And then that was really nice. And it's the little things that people do for you really goes a long way. And it's nice to have people that care and will help you, little bits here and there. Really means a lot to me. So thank you from the bottom of my heart. Yeah, so it's almost the end of day 4, and I'm going to get ready for dinner. Maybe just have a light dinner or something like that, and go and watch some Netflix and enjoy the evening. So yeah, so this is the end of day 4, and I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao, ciao. Hey everyone, it's day 6 of my self-isolation period. I hope you guys are doing alright, and riding through this tough period. It doesn't seem to be getting any better. In fact, while I'm here and the situation's alright, somehow it seems to get a bit worse outside, and it's not getting any better basically. And it's been quite a roller coaster ride in the sense, like, because firstly, I didn't expect myself to be in Australia within such a short time. Today is Sunday, and exactly a week ago, I got up and was thinking about the situation. What am I going to do? And within the hour, I just thought the best solution is to go back home to Australia as soon as possible. And that's when I booked my ticket and I flew over to Australia. So yes, a lot of things have changed, and so it still feels a bit surreal to be back in Australia. While things are okay over here, the outside world is not getting any better. And then on Friday, the weather was very beautiful. It went up to 36 degrees, which was quite hot. And then there was not so good news about people gathering in Bondi Beach. That caused a spark, and therefore our government has to make some drastic action and even use the word draconian. So that's how bad it is. So for the past 2 days, it has been a bit stressful. Yes, not only that the number of cases are going up, but also one of my friends sent a link on the New South Wales health check on the flights that were affected. Initially, when I checked, I was checking the flight number, and then I got a bit panicked because that flight number had some infected cases, and I was feeling stressed, and I was going around wondering what do I do, and do I need to go to the doctor and get a test done or something like that. And then I tried to calm myself down and looked again, and I looked at the date. I looked at the wrong date. And then I had to scroll down to look on the date, which says the day I flew back to Australia on 16th of March. Thankfully, that flight wasn't affected. However, if it's, I guess to me it's an indication if they are the roads that are affected, that are tested positive, it just means that the symptoms were shown by now. So, and I don't have those symptoms yet, so I'm still okay. And there was no indication that my flight was affected. So that's good for now, but I will still continue to monitor it. So yes, so that's a relief for now, and I hope it'll be good news for a while. And for now, I am ordering takeaway until the lockdown, because so it's a good time, not only a good time just to make sure that I can enjoy those foods before the restaurants close, but also to give a bit of support to those small businesses and restaurants that we are here to give them a bit of support, lend a hand a little bit whenever we can. And so I start out a little strategy where instead of buying fresh foods, which will only last for a few days, which I do have over here, but also I want to make sure that I've got enough frozen food, dried foods that can last me a bit longer, so I don't have to think about refrigeration and don't have to be pressurized to make sure that I finish my food as soon as possible. So that's a good thing. So I've got enough supplies, and in the next few days I'm going to ration my food and make sure that it can last as long as possible. Currently, it's a blue sky day, and I'm going to enjoy the outdoors a little bit. I'm going to go out in the balcony and enjoy a bit of sun, get some vitamin D, and look out, because there's a park just behind me. And I'm just going to enjoy this last few moments before the announcement that's going to be made later tonight. And I don't think it's going to be good news. So I think for me, my theory is the lockdown is going to be highly likely possible, and it's going to be a problem when it comes to buying groceries at supermarkets, especially with social distancing, and they're probably going to have limited numbers of shoppers in the supermarkets. Things are going to change. Well, things have changed basically. Our lives have changed. My life has changed. Everybody is affected one way or another. Whether it's you're affected with the virus, or you're affected with your job loss, you're affected like me staying at home. There's not much we can control, not much we can do. But we try to stay as positive as I can, even though I'm really stressed, kind of feeling stressed out. But I'm trying to stay as calm as I can. So and make the most out of this situation. So yeah, so all is good for now, and I will update again soon. So take care, guys, and I hope you guys are staying safe and staying positive, and we will all get through this. Ciao, ciao.